Hi, welcome to Electric Car Australia and a road trip to showcase the driver assistance features of the MG ZS EV, including the MG Pilot. So stay with us. Well, we're here at Ewingsdale in New South Wales, just near Byron Bay, and I'm here with my special guest today, the NRMA 50 kilowatt tritium chargers. Well, they're not very talkative, so we'll come back to those guys. But look, we're here at the farm today. So this charging station is just off the highway, the Pacific motorway, near Byron Bay. And our road trip today is taking us from Brisbane down to Yamba, so approximately 520 kilometres, and a round trip that is, so Brisbane to Yamba and back again. Now the GOM, the charge share, the plug share app, and also a better route planner is all telling us that we should be able to make the trip today from Brisbane to Yamba without a charge stop. And if we could charge up at Yamba, we could get back to Brisbane. Unfortunately, Yamba in New South Wales, disappointingly, seems to be a bit of a black spot for chargers. And you will come across this occasionally, so if you're an EV driver or thinking about buying an EV, you do need to be aware of this sort of stuff. But yeah, I can't locate a rapid charger or a Type 2 charger in Yamba, so hence we've stopped here at Ewingsdale. So we arrived here, our consumption was about 15.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres, so we had a bit over 100 kilometres of range left. So what we're doing here, we're going to charge up to 100%, and we're hoping we can make it down to Yamba and back to here to charge up again to take us back to Brisbane. So look, that's about it here from Ewingsdale. Anything else you guys would like to say? No, look, they're quite achievers. Unfortunately, the traffic behind us is not that quiet. That's the main road into Byron Bay, so very busy part of the world, this. Very beautiful part of the world, but thanks again to NRMA, they provide these 50 kilowatt chargers free of charge. You don't need an app or anything, you just literally rock up, plug them in and press the button and away they go. So yep, hats off to NRMA, really great service. So we'll check in a little bit later when we'll do some more consumption stats. You might recognise Ewingsdale actually if you've seen our Eco Road Test video we came down via here, and we done a single charge from Brisbane to here, return, and I'll put a link up top of this video and also in the show notes if you want to check that one out. So we'll check back in soon. Okay, well, we're on the road and we're going to show you guys how to control the driver assistance systems and the look at that stinky diesel truck there. Won't it be great when we get electric trucks? The MG ZS has a P2 filter in the air conditioning system. Whoa, but you can still smell that diesel. Yuck. Anyway, let's get back to it. So to control the driver assistance and MG Pilot systems, you use this little stalk on the left-hand bottom part of the steering wheel. So push it away from yourself fully towards the dash. That actually turns it off. When you want to turn the systems on, you pull it gently towards yourself and it'll just sit in the center section. Once you do that, you'll notice the accessories, I think it is, or the ACC set comes on the center screen, and you'll have a little orange or yellow steering wheel appear on the left hand side of your screen as well, and that means your adaptive cruise control is active. Now we'll set the adaptive cruise control first because the MG systems build on top of each other, so you need to actually have that set to use the MG Pilot. So same as any other cruise control, it's really easy. It's obviously on now. The adaptive part sets the distance between the car in front of you. So to do that, there's a little knob on the end of the stalk here. Turn it away from you towards the dash, makes the distance greater between you and the car in front, and turn it towards yourself at the top, and it closes the distance between you and the car in front. So I usually set that first. It's got 3 positions, and I am more comfortable driving setting it in the center position. So we've got the little center line there set. Now we're in a 100k zone here, so we're obviously in some traffic. So if we hit the set button now, we're doing about 90. We'll press set, 94 comes up, and it says it'll maintain that speed. So as with any cruise control, if we want to speed up, we hold the stalk and push it up, and that sets the speed. So just done that, we're up to 100 kilometres now. And if you wanted to slow it down while it's engaged, you just hold it down and the speed will drop on the front. So there we are, set at 100 kilometres an hour. I've set my comfortable distance between the car in front. So the car now will manage that speed. So it'll speed up to 100 or it'll drop down to ensure that that's gap. So as you can see, we're doing about 95 kilometres an hour because it's working on the gap that I've set between it. So the exciting part is the MG Pilot. So like I said, that's the semi-autonomous driving part, and that is the next step up. Now, the little change, I'm not sure whether you noticed that or not, but as cars cut in front, the little line where it says the distance between the car in front, that changes orange or yellow, and that shows that the car is closer than it wants to be, so it'll slow down again. So let's set the MG Pilot. To do that, nice and easy, we pull the stalk twice towards you, boom, boom, and you'll notice the little steering wheel there on the right hand side came on and it's green, and the two rows or lanes appear blue. So you've got a left and a right lane on your dash there, and that means it's active, and we're going into a 80 zone, so we'll slow our speed down by holding down our stalk, and we're back to 80. Okay, so back to the MG Pilot. Our two lanes are blue, that means it's active, and again it uses the adaptive cruise control, so the speed set and also the distance to the car in front. Now the car is actually steering itself now, so I do need to lightly hold the steering wheel, so keep in mind you need to keep control of the car at all times. These are assistance features, they're not self-driving features, as you might have heard talked about, particularly with the Tesla. So the car is now steering itself and controlling its speed, and I can feel it sort of pulling the steering there. So the adaptive cruise control works fantastically and is nice and smooth and is a refined piece of software and kit. The MG Pilot, while it works well, it is a little bit more unrefined and jerky. So the steering controls, you'll just notice here as this car cuts in or merges, I'm not doing anything, the car will do it itself. It's detecting the other vehicle, it's slowing down, and it'll slow down to leave that gap. There we go, car done all that itself. That's pretty much it for the MG Pilot. The only other thing I'll mention is that you do need to be aware. So if you do have family in the car and you're sleeping and somebody cuts in unexpectedly, the car will go into anti-collision avoidance mode, and that can be quite harsh. So yeah, just let everyone know and be aware that that could happen if you've got the MG Pilot system engaged. So let's check in with some consumption on our trip a little bit later. I hope you guys have found that useful. By all means, it's not a how-to. We'll put the pages for the owner's manual. So the MG comes with a hard copy owner's manual when you buy it. So if you buy a car or you're renting an MG, please read that before you start to use the driver assistance features. We'll pop the page numbers you need to look at in there. That gives you a detailed instructions on how to use it. Today's video was just to give you guys a bit of an oversight and see it in action. Well, here we are in Yamba. We've made it down and we've used slightly more consumption than I thought we would. So yeah, we're up to around 19 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres. So we won't have enough range or charge to get from Ewansdale to Yamba and back. So we're going to find a power point here, plug in for a couple of hours while we have some lunch and a cup of coffee, and that'll give us enough to get back. Because yeah, it's about 145 kilometres from Ewansdale to Yamba. And the GOM's showing us we've only got about 122 kilometres. So there was a little bit of light rain, the road was wet, and there was a little bit of a headwind as well. And also the road between Ewansdale and Yamba has a few more little mountain ranges than the other ones. So yep, all good though. And look, I just thought I'd show you guys the view. Beautiful spot here, Yamba in New South Wales. But yeah, just disappointing, no EV chargers. So we'll have to do a little bit of lobbying of the local councils and state government down here, because it is a big tourist destination, Yamba. And I was very surprised there's not even a Type 2 charger. So yeah, we'll plug in at the place where we've come to visit and we'll get some electrons there. Well, that's it. We're back in Brisbane from Yamba. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope it showed you a little bit more about the driver assistance package in the MG ZS EV and also the MG Pilot. And just to wrap up the trip, it was 527 kilometres in total. It took us 7 hours and 20, and we averaged 16.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres in the end. So that wasn't too bad. That was generally 110 kilometres an hour driving on the motorway. And we did have quite a bit of rain actually, as you would have seen in the video coming back, but we did have a reasonable tailwind that was pushing us along. So it does go to show you do need to leave a little bit of leeway, because on the way down there we had over 19 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres, and that was due to a little bit of wet rain and obviously a headwind. So yeah, those headwinds can make a big difference. Well, thanks for watching guys. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Also click that bell icon so you're notified of any new videos we upload. And of course, if you'd like some more detailed information and would like to book a one-on-one meeting with us to ask all the questions you might have about electric cars here in Australia, check out our website at electriccaradviceaustralia.com.au. Until next time, stay safe and take care.